So Rockstar Games released a massive patch recently. It fixed a lot of things across all GTA Definitive games. Before it, I had a series listing problems and Rockstar may have taken a look at them because 145 of these problems were fixed. This is out of 505. Well, right before the patch came out, I was working on a 6th video listing 101 more problems. I never managed to release this video, so you never saw what the problems were. Well, what this will be about is me listing all the problems from the unreleased video which got a fix in the newest patch. I'll show you the problem from the previous version and how it was fixed. Let's begin. Starting off with something nice. Pizza! More specifically the road in front of the pizzeria. The whole road is improperly placed. As you can see, cars, pedestrians and of course Tommy will be floating if they stay here. Luckily for us, this is not really an issue anymore. If you look really closely, you can see some floatiness, but this is absolutely fine. Pretty much every single game has this and it should not bother anybody. What we had before though was unacceptable. We are currently in Age of Pine and if you look closely, well, you don't even need to look closely, but the bike is floating. The ground should be lower, but it's not and it's invisible. Doing a burnout, you'll see the tire marks in the air. In the newest version, I'm flush with the ground, it's very fuzzy, I'm not levitating and all is well. I'm at the hospital, but it's not me who needs some help, it's the hospital itself. If you grind yourself on this concrete, Tommy will mesh with the texture. Not a big deal really, but since it's a high traffic area, cause you know you die a lot in this game, it should not act like this. Well, luckily for us it's not like this anymore, it's a proper circle once again. There's a pretty lengthy tunnel in Las Venturas. Going pretty deep into it, you may stumble upon this hole. Through it you'll see the void, buildings, grass and so on. Do you know what the funny thing is? Looking at it from a different angle, you'll see a different gap. Still the same place, but on the other side. It has the same problems and at certain angles, your bullet holes will disappear. Weird! In the newest version I flew through here twice and I saw no gaps whatsoever. There was only one, or well, technically two before, but they are nowhere to be seen. I am currently at the huge arena in Vice City. This place is completely messed up. Firstly, if you look in this direction, you'll see an entire chunk of this concrete missing. You can see water, in some places even the void. It should be connected. Secondly, the entire ground is not placed properly and Tommy is floating. It doesn't stop here though, even though Tommy is floating, these arrows float even more and his legs go through them. This is awful. Alright, so here's the patch. I was surprised, but the massive gap is filled up. Now the ground connects perfectly and there's no hole. As for the other two issues, yeah, not fixed at all. The whole area is still floaty, including the arrow, but hey, at least the gap is gone, so that's one fix. Next to the mod garage transfender in Las Venturas, we can find some doors with numbers written above them. 3 of them, as you can see, are fine, however the 3 next to them certainly are not. It seems to me that they pasted the first 3 doors over to the other side. It's just a copy, but they forgot to flip the texture, making it mirrored. Here's the patch, here's the normal doors, and the other 3 are also normal. Awesome! How is this a thing? I have no idea. Hey guys, can you guess where Tommy is standing? If your answer was on the ground, then you are mistaken, my friend. He is standing in the ground. That's right, Tommy has sunk into the dirt, concrete, sand or whatever this is, and he doesn't seem to mind. At certain angles you can even see the jankiness below the world. So now, can you guess where he is standing? No, silly, not in the ground, he is on it. Everything here seems correct and Tommy will no longer be consumed by the dirt. In Los Santos you see this ledge. On it we have 2 floating trees. You saw the first one. The second one is a bit worse though, it's nothing major, but it really should not be here. This is a high traffic area and you see it often. Here's the same ledge, the trees are nowhere to be seen. We do have some floaty grass here and some bushes, but that's fine. Bushes are allowed to do that. The trees are fixed though, awesome. Close to Amination in downtown we can find a light pole. This pole unfortunately is floating. If you think this is not enough to warrant a spot on the video, look at this one. It's even worse. Still not horrendous, sure, but it's floating and it bugs me. Speaking of bugs, this one is now fixed. Here's the first one, and here's the second. Neither one is floating and it makes me happy. There's a unique house here in Las Venturas. Nothing really interesting on the bottom floor, however climbing up and entering this door you could find a broken desk. CJ meshed with it and formed a fusion. He's a desk now too. The chair looks fairly fine, but the rest not so much. Let's check out the patch now. As you have guessed, the desk acts like a normal desk. CJ bumps into it and they cannot form a fusion together. The only fusion he can make is with his belly and the chair. And yeah, this does look goofy, but the desk is fixed at least. In San Fierro we have a nice and free of foliage grassland. Not many trees or bushes, right? Well, can you tell me what this is? There should be nothing here, at least I can't see anything. Is this a tree? It can be since I see sparks. It's probably an invisible beam from the bridge right next to me, right? Well, I hope you placed your bets because the answer is... a tree! Yep, here it is, you can actually see it now and avoid it. Close to Angel Pine we can find this big bridge. The bridge is not important though, what is important is what is at the entrance. This dirt section. CJ can actually sink in. This should not happen, it's not sand, it's not mud, and it should hold the road together. Take a closer look, the top part just doesn't have collision, and you can see the whole world like this. So here's the thing, they did fix this issue in the patch, which is nice, but they took it a bit overboard, and again the collision is not correct. CJ is now floating, the opposite of before. Is this better? Absolutely. Is it fixed fully? Absolutely not. I feel like this area should be revisited. What do you think? Back to the hospital, here's the entrance, here's the wall, and here's a tiny hole. Yep, don't get close to it and you'll never see it. This one is very funny because after the patch, this hole is covered, which is nice, this is great. Take a look at this. There's a new hole! I really have no words. What are you doing? And welcome to Catalina's house. Apart from some crazy bitches here, you'll find a fence. Not just an ordinary fence, mind you, but a ghost fence. Firstly, it's floating, but you know that already. Secondly, this gap is not actually a gap at all. It's solid. You can even climb onto it and stay there in the air. Lastly, it should be connected to this one, and it is, but only the collision is. You still walk into nothing. Well, here's the patch. As you can see, the entire fence was changed and it makes so much more sense. Being an old house, the texture is perfect. This also means you won't walk into nothing. The only tiny problem is this connection to the fence next to it. It pokes through it, but hey, this still looks awesome, I think. Big improvement. I'm close to the beach at the cafe. There's a crazy lady with me, but in the background we have a fence. If we approach it, we'll see and feel something weird. The fence is shortened, but the collision box still remained. The fence remained invisible, and I actually crashed here once before on it, falling off my bike. This sucks. Here's the patch, the cafe, the crazy lady, and what do you know, the fence is actually proper length. You can touch the whole thing and you no longer crash into nothing. Awesome. We have a massive apartment building here in Los Santos. This building also has an underground garage. Unfortunately, in it you'll find a floating tree as well. The tree simply should not be this fat. If it wasn't, this would not be poking through. Here's the building once more, the garage, and what do you know, the tree is gone. Question is, how gone is it? Looks like it's very gone. Gone from existence entirely. I don't like how this was fixed, honestly. They did more bad with this than good, but hey, at least it's not poking through anymore, which I guess is a plus. And for the last problem, let's visit the golf course. This bridge from far away looks awesome, right? Well, not so much from close, because stepping on it reveals how Tommy will sink into it. Part of his leg and his entire foot will be taken by the bridge demons. Even NPCs are not safe from this demon's wrath. The number of problems grows day by day. I don't know about you guys, but something else is growing for me. But anyway, this is the patch and the bridge is fixed. Nobody will sing here ever again. And this was it guys, 17 more fixes you can add to the list. This brings us up to 162 fixes in this version. To see the rest you can watch the other 5 videos, or let me know if you wanna see a compilation or something on all the fixes as one video, so you don't have to watch all the stuff separately, okay? I still do problem research streams on Twitch by the way, so if you want you can hop on there and leave a follow just like you did leave a like on this video, right? Thank you for watching and a special thank you to Olá Великанин, Кейзнайс, Шан Паска, Фейв, Munish Puri, Pakish Sash, Chishinte, Bad Boy Hero, Jebediah, Redux, Verseti Gwen, Jim Francescos and everybody else.